Okay, it is time for my 2026 picks for the trends of the year in franchising. So I've got about a top 10, and then I'm also going to give you a couple things that aren't industries, but are trends like technology and things I'm seeing just from the business model perspective. Okay, number one, by far, trend in franchising for 2026 is wellness, healthcare. Longevity is a huge buzzword and an honest word. The recovery industry, I think, is what we've all known it for. So think of things like you would go to a location and maybe have your blood tested and look for biomarkers. But instead of them only giving you a prescription, maybe the prescription has to do with holistic healing, right? Saunas and IV nutrition and supplements, hot and cold therapy, hyperbaric oxygen chambers. Now, here's another thing that I think is going to be our next buzzword: peptides, hormonal support. We're starting to hear a lot more about perimenopause and menopause. So anything in that area, I think you're going to see this to be the number one trend of not being just for celebrities and athletes, but coming to mainstream, really helping people all day long to take care of themselves. So that's number one. Number two, niche home services. Anything that's going to help you to enjoy your time off of work more. So it could be, window, having flowers and window boxes in your home or business. It could be things like cleaning your grill, kind of these more niche home services, maybe not having to deal with lawn care and having a turf outside of your home instead of lawn and grass, making your life easier, giving your time back. So niche home services. I've also started to see more in hair salon rentals. So instead of salon suites, I've started to see some business models where it's more about helping, salon professionals get on their feet, whether they're a new style, a new salon professional, or somebody who's been in their industry a while, and having different models for that, whether it's renting chairs or commission based, but starting to see some good business models out there for a little bit more of a hands-off manager run model. Home remodeling it all in one place. So think of this as you want to remodel your bathrooms or kitchen, but you don't want to have to go to a million different places to do it. You kind of want your one-stop shop with somebody who's going to be your project manager, is going to take it from beginning to end, help you out, but also where you can go and see and touch things. So I've really started to see a lot more with, people spending money on their homes, but wanting help throughout the whole project. Healthy food and ingredients. Okay, this is absolutely here to stay. And I've started to see more of things like, no preservatives or seed oils or nitrates in their lunch meat. What else? Sourdough, gluten-free. So I think you're still going to have people obviously trying to, healthy eating quickly, but paying attention to what is in the food. So the clean ingredients, 100%. Getting away from fried food. That's definitely a trend. Beauty, med spas, Botox isn't going away. Organic facials and products. So that's a big trend of people being understanding of not only what they're eating, but what are you putting on your skin, right? So taking care of your skin, sunscreen, organic products, even great organic spray tans. What else? Hair extensions. I think that's, just a huge trend that women are realizing they can have thick hair, longer hair, and, grow out their hair. And that is a trend that I definitely see, kind of like eyelash extensions where, once it falls out, you're going to replace it. So that's a great business model. Waxing is a great model, and that is also going more organic for sure. Indoor air quality, I've known that in businesses, this is a little more steady Eddie because they have to do it all the time. So hotels, hospitals, schools, those kind of businesses. But now people are becoming more aware of what's in their home. Like I've just realized that there's air purifiers and, cleaning your air vents and dry air vents and the indoor air quality. People are becoming much more aware. So I've seen that also move into residential properties. Detoxification. So this kind of goes back to the wellness industry, but I think people are becoming more aware with heavy metals and things, plastics in their food and water and whatnot. So the detoxification is important. Think, lymphatic massage, detoxification through saunas, even workouts. There's workouts in saunas. Think Pilates and yoga and different workouts now, but I think people are paying attention to actually detoxing. And then taking care of yourself and slowing down. That's kind of the big trend of how can we de-stress our lives? What can we do to take things off our plate? Maybe we slow down a little bit, coming back to our values. I've noticed that that's a big trend and one that's always going to be here to stay. Those are my top trends for industries. But what's going on in the franchise world? What are some of the characteristics I'm seeing in the franchises? AI, absolutely, but in a great way, not a bad way of taking away jobs, but helping business owners to maybe reduce employee headcount a little bit. Maybe they can have some AI helping with marketing, call centers, receptionists, maybe more data, right? So, because what they're trying to do is make the experience more personalized. People are always going to be there and be important to your business. So giving the owners time to get out, network in the community, and have that special personal touch. What can we do to take some of the more administrative tasks off of them? So I think that's great. Multi-unit, multi-brand ownership. People are really starting to see franchising as not just a buy yourself a job, but build a business, scale, really truly build empires. Having a smaller footprint. So real estate can be expensive in a lot of areas, and I've noticed that a lot of your bigger square footage franchises are finding ways to have smaller footprints. Maybe they even start in a small square footage. I've seen some start in salon suites, and then as they're building their retail location over time, maybe some of the bigger food businesses are getting smaller footprints to put them in different places. So cutting down on real estate costs, which is always great. And the last one is the younger generation becoming franchisees. I love this. I started in franchising. I started my own business at 25 or 26. So I love seeing the younger generation, people who have gone into corporate America or escaped pretty quickly, or just, maybe they've had entrepreneurial parents. We're starting to see that in franchising, all of these younger generation with new ideas and really grasping the idea of being self-employed. So I love that. Franchising will give them the platform to teach them how to run the business and to be in this industry. So kind of that fresh, exciting, innovative trends in franchising and the younger generation, perfect fit. So those are my 2026 trends. I'm sure there's other ones out there. That's my top 10 pick. So if any of these interest you, I know franchises in all these different industries. I've got my finger on the pulse, and I am excited about a whole bunch of different brands this year. So call me, spend some time, and let's see what might be a good fit for you.